Welcome in, everyone, to the Challenge After Show. Today, Pamela and I are talking about the Challenge World Championship, Episode 4, World on Fire. So I assume that's a play on This World is on Fire. Something
Yeah.
like
And they
this.
called the challenge was like Gates of Hell, but nothing really had to do with fire, but we're sticking to the hot
Yeah,
fire theme.
that's true. Like World on Fire, I think it's just like, okay, it doesn't really have anything to do with the episode, because every episode could be on fire. Like every episode could be the most amazing thing in the world type situation. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really have anything.
Yeah, there was no heat or fire. Like their puns are getting a little weak.
Wes has red hair and he won the daily
Mm,
challenge, so he's on fire.
we are reaching
Really?
here.
Oh, I'm just making stuff up. It's absolutely
Yeah,
absurd. Um,
but sure.
Yeah, so this episode, give me what's your rated scale?
Five
Yeah,
wows.
what do you give me for
I mean, I liked it a lot. I don't know that it
Okay.
wowed me on. I don't know that my expectations again are a little lower than the days where it was like, oh my god,
You
blown
have to bring your
away.
expectations down. Yes.
So I don't even think there's zero wows about this, but I liked it. In terms of if we have like a whoa scale, just like a much less enthusiastic wow, it would have been like three woes. Like whoa, whoa, whoa. I really
Okay.
liked, for once, I never care about. I liked the sliding down the door. That's something like you see in a movie all the time, and you
Yeah.
wonder if you could do. So
Yeah.
that seemed fun, and it was a little
100%.
different. So I
You know,
really
so
liked that.
you nailed it, Pamela. That's the best part of this episode was the daily challenge,
Right.
Gates of Hell. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the scene in Titanic where the guys are down like the coal area, they're shoveling coal and they're shutting all like those village things
Yes.
to stop the water from leaking in. Their guys are diving through those holes. That's what it reminded me of.
There's a lot of those.
And there's a lot of, and you're
Yeah.
exactly right. There's a million movies that do this same type of scenario, but I loved it. It's something
Oh
we've
yeah.
never seen before, even remotely. And of course, I love who won the damn thing. And we'll get into
I
that
was
in a little bit.
impressed.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but I liked that. Again, I've just given up like this format, this show, and I'm not going to be negative. It is what it is, but it's not going to bring me what I want out of like the challenge. So I might as well just lean in and enjoy what it is. So having said that, I did like that challenge, and there was some dramatic. Like I enjoyed it. I was entertained. There's a lot of good aspects, but yeah, that was the coolest. I was like, oh, they've never done that. What a fun thing. And I'm like, don't, but I was like, oh, I'd love to try that. And then again, just beyond the fun of sliding under a door
Oh
that's trying to
yeah.
close, they had the racing component that maybe you could push. It was a good challenge as
Oh,
well. It brought
such
a
a
lot
good
of,
challenge.
yeah.
Yeah. I got super nervous when this episode started because I
Oh,
said to myself, there's way too much Zara and Wes to start off this episode. Something's going to happen with them this episode. And I thought for sure, because they're like, oh yeah, everyone fanboys over me. Then they showed a bunch of like funny Wes clips. I'm like, oh my God, are they using all his material right now because he's going home today? Like, what the hell? Because there was way too much Wes to start off. Then they went and they started showing like the Argentinian teams and Naya. And I was like, okay, well, there's that. Maybe. And then, of course, they were all involved in this damn thing. So, as always, you can tell in the vignettes who's going to be a player in the game today, who is this episode going to be focused on. And
I
thank
have to
God it was
say,
Wes, but in a good way.
well, fortunately, I don't know if it's because I've been passively watching or that they've stepped it up. But fortunately, I haven't cracked the code as ridiculously as it was on the last season of
Okay.
the World Champion Challenge, the CBS one, where it was like, hello, this is my story. Other things
Yeah.
I'm going into. Like it was ridiculously so cut and paste. This one's a little, there's enough different people being focused on at different moments that it wasn't like disgustingly obvious. Like there was a Tori moment, there was the Danny moment, Sarah had some moments, Wes had some moments, Kellyanne had some moments, Janae, like I wasn't
Well,
like, this is what it's gonna be.
I'm happy that they showed that scene with Danny and Grant talking about, hey, we got to get Jordan or Wes out of this thing. Because then that really made me think, oh God, Wes, I mean, the chances that you win a daily challenge, there's 13 teams left. You know, it's hard to win a daily challenge. Let's just be real. I'm like, well, the chances that he wins, and then if they really want to go after Wes or Jordan, Wes might, if they can get the votes, he might get voted in. And production did a really good job fooling me, because the exact opposite happened and Wes won, and he had, you know, he was safe from elimination. So I like that production did that to me, because I honestly thought, oh, Wes, I mean, the chances he wins, and then he's not going to, then they're going to try to get him in. Oh God.
So who are the American teams? Tori and Danny.
Yeah. Sarah and Theo.
And Theo's UK. Oh, but
yeah, but he gets, if you get picked by a team, you have to be on that side.
And then who else? Who else?
There's Ben and Casey.
Ben and Casey. Okay. Good team.
And then the fourth team is I can look it up. I mean, they're pretty strong and they have good numbers. Why are Justine and Bananas.
So I don't know why. You know what? Well, I'll save this until we get towards.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the UK teams only have 3 left, and now the Argentinian teams only have 1 left. So I mean, they're gonna go after the supposed countries that have less people that can vote for them, because, and like they all said, they all were like, let's just vote for who we did last week, because they're both still here. And now they can't. But see, at least thank God next week they cannot do that. Now that they went home, they're gonna have to pick another team to go. They're going to probably pick Jody and Benha again, but they can't pick Naya and her guy anymore. So Rodrigo.
They might pick Kellyanne again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They can pick Kellyanne. Oh, well, yeah, they can. Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah, how did Kellyanne and Jody, because Jody won. That's why they're here still. But those are the 2 that keep.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah. They can just keep picking. They can pick them again next. Oh,
maybe one of them will win.
Well, I was saying to Jenna last week, like, I'm totally rooting for Kellyanne now. Like, let her win a daily. Oh, yeah. Let this girl win. Let this girl eat, so that someone else gets friggin' stuck going into the damn.
I know that I'm too little too late because I missed last week, but my real quick 5-second summation of that situation is, I love Janae and I'm always team Janae, but I'm sure that this is fancy editing and that she like changed her mind and other thing transpired in real life between the conversation of, I'm not going to pick you. What am I thinking? You're my best friend. Because I always find Kellyanne a little annoying, but then I really was like, God, obviously team Kellyanne. What a complete asshole. It's one thing in the beginning, when Janae was like, this is a game. Like, it's not about our friendship. And like, I'm going to do what I have to do. And of course, like, I care about her, but to then come to her when she was saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was like, all right, you got to respect that. At least she's not, you know, like, it's like, yeah, we're friends, but look, that's a different situation. But then once it was like, oh my God, what was I even thinking? Considering putting you in, much better to have you as an ally. That was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. So I said the same thing. I said, I finally have a reason to hate John A now. You dealt your card. You played your hand. You did not win that hand. And then you're reverting back to like, oh, well, she should just be thankful that she won. Like
she won. What's
she happy? She won. No, John A. I finally have a great reason to not like her.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I actually love her decision. So now I actually have a good reason. Like, John A. is playing a really I don't think it's a very smart game. You have someone that wants to work with you. You have someone that you know is going to be loyal to you. To a fault, she'll be loyal to you. And you say, no, I'm going to turn you at the beginning. Instead of like, screw. I said to Jenna last week, you can screw her over, but why not screw her over at the end of this show? Why are you screwing over at like after the first episode when you need people on your team? Like Wes said it best. Weird. He's like, I'm not going to play I'm going to be friends with everyone. I'm going to just play everything right now. I'll pick a side at the end, whoever the bigger side is. I'm not going to do anything now, but Johnny decided to make a big move like that and screw over her supposed best friend. Are they really friends? I mean, you're good with this challenge trivia of real friends or not. Do they really are they friendly off the show?
They said we are real friends off the show and in life. It seems like they're I would say yes, they are, but probably new friends. Like they became friends on like All
But
Stars 3.
they've been on seasons way back in the day together. Like back in the day, they were always on the
I
show
mean, I've
together.
never recalled them being particularly close, but I would have
I
to
don't
do
really. I
more
mean, it's hard to
research.
say. It's like, well, guys, you don't remember that one scene from the Duel 2 where they were
Right.
besties? Like
Like
they're
I
calling us
don't
out. Sorry, guys,
I know.
I
Sorry
don't.
we
All
didn't do
right.
our research on John A. and
I
Kellyanne's
was in high
friendship
school.
from
I was watching the
yeah.
challenge, but I had a million other things going on too. All right, let's.
I don't know, but that was just a real bitch move. Like it's hard to defend. And I love John A, but it's like that's where you go, shit. Sorry, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
know, like there was team pressure or something. You can't really double
Right,
down.
but instead she doubles down on her just being mean to her. I'm like, God, get out of here, John A. What are you
Right.
doing?
I think John A finally, I think my like psychoanalysis of it is that John A was like, I played with my heart, it didn't get me anywhere. I stopped doing that and I won and I want to keep winning. But it's like you don't have to be a jerk about it either. It's like now she's gone to the dark
We'll
side.
see how she does. I mean, she did not. It's not like I mean, a lot of people didn't do well in the Gates of Hell today. She didn't make it to that next round, but only 3 teams did technically. So
Yeah.
but all right. Let's move on to the PSA on Naya and the vaping thing. We had talked about this when it happened.
I just wrote kids don't vape or
Yeah,
smoke.
kids don't vape.
Yeah,
Like they're doing a big PSA for her. And like,
vape.
awful if she almost did die. I don't really know how severe it was or whatever. She was obviously hospitalized to some degree. But they did a whole PSA there. I'm like, okay, like you said earlier, they're telling her story now, Pamela, because she's going bye-bye in this episode and they wanted to make their mark on the whole thing. They even put up on the screen, if you or your friends are having issues with vaping, like call this number for help.
What's that number gonna, can we call that number? I want to call the number.
Did you actually write the number down though? Because it would be good to
but
call.
I bet I can Google it.
Like I would love to know. I would look at my little girl passed out on me, but your boy is freaking out in the back. There he goes.
Carter, what did you get up there? Did you get up on this?
It took him 8 jumps though. You missed it, Pam. He's been trying for a little bit there.
The old boy.
But yeah, you call that number. I assume it's a hotline. I mean, you'll probably get somebody, but yeah, I mean,
but it's gonna be like a 1-800 number that's like, did you know smoking's bad for you?
But I mean, it is.
Will call and report how it is.
I mean, there are so many kids that vape now. It's like it's insanity that they all vape. Like I don't hang out with a lot of 18-year-olds, but I was at a wedding of last week that I was working.
Yours,
obviously.
Right?
No, not mine. Mine was a whole.
Vaping away.
I've already been married for over a month. Can you believe that? Time insanity. Yeah, February 19th, and now it's March 22nd today. I think.
Oh my God, 21st. Yeah. But
so
yes,
I was at a wedding. It seemed like it was for a young couple. Probably in their mid-20s, but I would see people like not go off to smoke a cigarette off to the side, but they'd go out there and they'd vape and they'd blow their little tube looking like
I went to my nephew's frat party.
Huh?
And I went to my nephew's frat party.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm sure there's a ton of vaping there.
Everyone's vaping, and it's funny because they're all like, I guess teen's gonna teen, man, because they're all like, again, he reminds me of a Hunter. My nephew like works out 9 times a day, and
right?
But like they all, he even vapes. I'm like, you vape, and he's like, yeah, and they even smoke sometimes when they're like, I'm like, kids still smoke, and he's like, no one like smokes, but like end of the night, a cigarette will roll around at some point, and like,
right. I mean,
they all vape like constantly. They're vaping like, I don't know if it's weed or vapes or whatever. But I
don't know the rules
when they're drinking now.
I don't know the rules on vaping, but I have to assume that it's not quite as bad as cigarettes. But I've also read a lot of things where it's like it's not as bad, but it's like bad for you to be vaping and putting that into your body. If there's nicotine, especially if there's nicotine in it,
you're still inhaling chemical. I think the goal in the beginning of vaping, that's why I'm like, teen's gonna teen. People gonna find a way to inhale nicotine, whether it's stupid and we know it's bad or not. I think the goal of it was to get people to quit. I think it is better than smoking because it doesn't have like carcinogens and smoke. Like you're not getting smoke inhalation every time you think it's better, but it's not good for you.
Well, you know what? In the comments below, if anyone has like good knowledge on what, vaping versus cigarettes, obviously we know cigarettes are bad for you, but like the ideas behind vaping and is it bad for you, all that stuff. I mean, obviously it put Nia in the hospital. I'm thinking it's not that good. Now, I've never tried vaping before. My brother vapes like a machine, and he even like I remember at my wedding, he lost like he bought like they're called
Did he ever smoke? Jewel
He
is
used to
like
smoke cigarettes and now he switched to this.
okay.
But I still, I don't know if he's still doing cigarettes at all, but I'm pretty sure he just does the vaping now. But he
Okay.
lost like some rechargeable thing and he was like freaking out about it. I'm like,
Right.
dude, sounds like that's like an addiction still of some kind.
Well,
Of
it
the fact that
is.
you
He
like,
transferred. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I
I don't know.
do. So this is for me, this is how it is. So I used to smoke cigarettes like a long time ago. And I quit by vaping before it was a thing, before Juuls, before like I had to buy a pack of electronic cigarette. This was, 7 years ago. I think I quit smoking a lot of years ago. And it was a good transition, but it's so stupid that like when you're done like bridging that gap, you don't, for me at least, it's like it's not the same once you've like gotten over like a dependency on nicotine and like weaned off of it. It wasn't something I wanted to like keep doing. Like it was a transition, and then it's like if someone, my analogy, and I don't know if this is right or not, but if someone's drinking like 5 Cokes a day, it's like Diet Coke's not great for you, but it's probably better than having like a
Well,
1,000 calories of sugar Coke. Like
my
it's still
cousins who were also at my wedding, they're obsessed with drinking Coke straight up. And
really.
some of them, they drink like multiple a day. And now he's like, oh, I'm down to one a day. I'm like, that still ain't good for you,
My
man.
friend Randy, who's diabetic, like had to switch to Diet Cokes. And like for him, it's gross. For me, like I grew up on Diet Coke. That's good. I don't
Yeah, but I
want to.
hear like the sugar in that stuff's not good for you either. The
There's no sugar in
Splenda or
Diet.
whatever the hell is.
It's yes, it's not good for you, but the deal is it's a lesser of two evils. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Vaping is not good for you, but I have to assume Naya was vaping a lot. She got a blood clot. So anything you're sort of, I feel like even if you're sucking straws all day and it's air, if you're just pumping weird thing, I don't know. I feel like that could happen. Don't ask me. Well, let's call the hotline. I'm no doctor.
And
But
then comment below tell us all about
definitely
vaping. Give us the history of vaping and what's going on with that and the recent
but we
studies
know
of that.
smoking is like the worst thing you could possibly do to your body. So I have to assume that even though vaping is not good, and if you do nothing, you shouldn't like pick up vaping. But I think 9 out of 10 doctors would say if you're going to use vaping to quit smoking, that's that's the lesser
I don't even know if they'd
of,
go that far. I think they'd be like, go old school and put the damn patch on or
no,
something like that.
I think that's what they say that like the intent was. It's their allegedly when Jewel was being sued and everything for marketing to kids, they were like, no, we're not suggesting anybody that doesn't smoke use this.
Yeah, but
if you're
that's what
trying
kids
to
are
quit,
doing.
of course they are.
Yeah.
And they make them like lollipop flavor.
Kids like to have things in their mouth. It's strawberry banana. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
great. All right,
That's
let's
I'm
move
like,
on.
make it cigarette flavor, and I'd have one once in a while. Like, I don't want like bubble gum flavor weird vape stuff. Like for me, I'm like every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, I want a cigarette. And I'd much rather have like a vape that tasted like a cigarette than like a pineapple
It's got to be such
margarita.
like, I don't have that addiction. Just, I mean, okay, so I relate it to like, I'm addicted to like, if there's dessert out on a table, I'm like, I'm gonna eat that dessert. Like I can't say no to that dessert. Like I want, because I do a lot of events and there's always dessert. Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna have that tonight. But if it's there, I'm like, I gotta have at least one dessert.
It is, and it isn't the similar thing. I mean, it is a drug that you
it's a
become.
craving in a way.
Right.
That's why.
But I guess does sugar is a drug too. I don't know. I can't speak to the. I don't know from my personal experience, which I know. I used e-cigarettes to quit smoking, and it was really helpful because sometimes you're actually having. Usually, smoking is just like, especially when you're young, like something to do. It's not that you actually desire. It's like if there were 20 pieces of candy sitting in front of you, you'd eat them all. It doesn't mean you're actually craving each jelly bean. So it was good because when I really was having that, like, ooh, I want to smoke, I would do that. But it was so stupid. Again, like it's such a stupid that it kind of got me through, but it wasn't smoking. So it was like, all right, when I'm done actually feeling a dependency on a drug, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Well, one more story about my brother. He never smoked through college. He was like an athlete. Like he played basketball in college. And then when he got out of college, he got a job one summer at a restaurant. And every time he'd go on break just to hang out with people, they're all smoking. So he just like, yeah, I guess I'll have one too. And then he fucking picked it up just from going on breaks at his work.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
This was after he was out of college. I mean,
kids don't smoke, don't vape, don't do any of it. and don't drink Coke. That's our
or but
PSA.
if you had to choose between the two, go for the night,
Go
go
for
for
the
the Coke.
Coke.
Wow. Yeah.
No.
All right. So let's talk the daily challenge, Gates of Hell.
Okay.
Wes and Jordan, did you see what Wes and Jordan were wearing?
Tie-dye pants.
They
Wes
had
and
like
Jordan.
matching bucket hats when they were standing up on the platform. Jordan West. Now I know they're both representing the UK, but I just thought it was funny. They were the only ones up there, and they were wearing bucket hats. They were standing right next to each other. They were wearing matching bucket hats. You know, Jordan, he always has stuff in his hair. Later, we're going to see that Jordan is talking with somebody. He has like twine,
a Jesus crown, yeah,
like a twine of Jesus in his hair later.
Yes.
So he's always into the
Easter
interesting
hat.
hats. Like we talked about this earlier, though. I thought this was an amazing challenge, something completely different that we've never seen before. The three teams that make it to the next round are Tori and Danny, which of course they've set this up brilliantly that Danny wants to go after Wes. Wes and Zara are there. And then we also know that Benha and Jody are on the chopping block, and they're there. So they've actually got real lucky with these three teams. They've able to give us the pre-storyline in the vignette to all make it relate here. A lot of rooting interest, and had me on my toes and had me very interested in what was going to happen. So congratulations, producers. You put together a great storyline for us to root for.
Yes, they did. I was like, whoa, how's this going to go down? And then I saw Jody's head in the thing, but I guess that didn't. Jody made it with her head, but that wasn't enough.
No, so
her head was the last part. She was the last one.
It was just her. Yeah, she didn't make it that next. So then it became went down to the final two from there because you needed both people to make it through. So now you got Wes and Zara versus again with Tori and Danny. That's insanity too. And Wes, I mean, as much as everyone gives him crap for, he's all about strategy. He's all about his social game. The athletic ability he had, which you just represented, was to do that cartwheel thing and to get back up and beat an NFL player in a 50-yard dash type situation. You got to give Wes credit. For all Wes's haters out there, everyone in the comment section should say, yeah, maybe I don't like Wes, but he pulled off an amazing victory there because he did.
Hashtag props to Wes. He beat an NFL. He beat a fast, strong guy.
Yeah, and you're juxting for position. You're pushing each other out of the way. You don't think Danny could just thrown him out of the way?
That's Danny should have just thrown him out of the way.
Did you see the one point where skinny ass Zara, which she is so strong, she shoved, I think it was Tori or Jody, out of the way on her run. It was awesome. I'm like, this girl Zara. How could I'm always rooting for Wes, but I'm definitely rooting for Wes and Zara at this point. I love them both on the team.
We might have been sleeping on Zara, but she's not. She's no.
Well, I mean, she came to play. I thought she came to play all season. I like every episode. I'm like, because Jen and I talked about how skinny she is, but also how great she's doing so far in every episode. She really comes to play.
Kellyanne is like skin and bones, but she's strong and she can do stuff. So
yeah, Kellyanne, I definitely
should count you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, little Rosie, look at her. Oh, baby doggy.
Hi, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, she just wants the love.
Sleepy baby.
She wants the love.
Good props to Zara and Wes. That was good. I, of course, wanted Tori and Danny to win, but I'm still happy with
that last gate, by the way, the gate that Wes won on, that thing closed so damn fast. He was only able to get half his body through and his legs. And they just it's probably a voiceover. They're like, okay, Wes wins. Wes and Zara win. I don't even know how we should probably watch an after show to see. I'm sure there's production had to go to their tent and say, I guess he technically won. But it was literally his waist up was through. His legs were sticking out the other side of the foam. So it's like, I guess he won. He was
the closest to winning.
He was the only one that got even close to being through. So I guess they had to give him the victory for sure. Yeah.
I was surprised Danny didn't just knock him over.
Right. That's why I was wondering that too. There was probably no rules. Danny, pick him up and shove him out of the way. You're huge.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Wes is somewhat strong, but he's not
out of the way.
Yeah. He's not. Yeah. Wes isn't as big as he used to be back in the day. Wes was gigantic.
Yeah. My petty comment that I have to make is that I love that all the, the internationals, the new players, not the champs or whatever.
They're called MVPs.
Oh, is that what they're called?
I call them rookies, though. I call them rookies because I think it's garbage.
Okay,
this is our first show together for this season. Yeah, to me, it's still rookies and vets. They're like, it's MVPs and legends. I'm like,
yeah, okay.
It's like calling it the arena or the proving ground. All right, it's the goddamn hoop. All right, whatever.
So rookies. So the rookies are all gotta focus on Wes or Jordan. You know,
Yeah.
Bananas is going to be like, and bananas when he's watching at home.
Right. Yeah.
But the view, the top dogs in the view of all these rookies
100%.
is
Bananas was not
Jordan and
mentioned.
Wes. They're like Jordan and Wes, Jordan and Wes. And it's funny because last season, remember Myra, whatever the hell her name was,
With
really
Fessy.
wanted Jordan and was it Wes? Who did she want? Was
Well,
Wes
she
even
well,
there?
well, she definitely didn't want, but
Jordan.
first of all, she didn't want
Who
bananas.
were her top picks though? That she was like, I'll sacrifice everyone for like Jordan.
She wanted
Jordan was her
Jordan.
top pick, but there was another one too. I don't
Well, she
remember
probably
who.
wanted bananas on her team because they were dating.
Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't bananas. It was her saying she wanted me and bananas something. She wanted me and Jordan, but I guess she had to go with Jordan. It's like she didn't
Yeah.
mention you. She just mentioned. It's funny though. They have superseded at this point in the minds of the youngsters. I guess bananas like Jordan and Wes are the intimidating ones. I
Yeah, I mean,
wonder.
you heard bananas at the beginning of the episode say, "What will Wes ever learn? All he does is keep talking and talking, blah blah blah." Well, it didn't hurt him this week. We'll see. We'll see what happens because you
Yeah.
still have see. So then Jenna and I were talking like, and we're always forgetting about Darrell. Yeah, Darrell's on this show, but again,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Darrell's getting put in that fourth spot. He just is. I'm sorry, but I really think that Wes, Jordan, I'll put Bananas third, and I'll put Darrell fourth. And honestly, yes, who's on this show? I might throw Yes in there too in the fifth spot, or maybe even in the fourth spot. I really like Yes in this game. And I will say this about Yes as well. Both partners had to get through to go to the next round. He got through with those other 6 people. You could see him. He made it completely through, but his partner Emily did not. So he was eliminated,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But he made it to that next round technically, but he was disqualified
he
because of his
did, right.
partner.
But and who is Darrell's partner?
Kiki from Australia.
Is she any good?
She's tall. I thought that she's played the game
She's
well.
tall.
She won. Didn't she win an elimination already?
I can't picture her.
She's tall. Yeah, she won against she had to do the pole wrestle against that girl from
Oh,
Argentina.
and she was good. We were
Yeah,
shocked
she really,
she's
because I thought
really
that girl from
skinny.
Argentina who looked strong was going to take her
Yeah.
down. Her name
Oh,
was
right.
Claudia.
Kiki was impressive. Okay, I
Yeah,
remember that.
Kiki beat Claudia. Yeah, Jen and I talked about how I was, especially me, I was shocked that Kiki beat her 3-0.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kiki and Darrell. Unfortunately, I think this is a partners game, so that's a big part of it. I don't think Justine is good. I feel like she did well on the
I'm
Challenge
glad you
USA,
said
but she
that
was
because
never good.
I
Yeah,
don't
I was
think
like,
Justine's that great either. I thought she got pretty lucky in Challenge US with how
yeah,
things were working out for her. And then she's always trying to tell Bananas like her profile, not her profile, her an actor has a resume. Thank you.
Yes,
Tell me this word. An actor has this thing that they go out with every time with their headshot. What's it called? Oh,
a
resume.
resume.
Correct. Yeah, so she's always trying to tell Bananas her goddamn resume. Like, Justine, prove it over here. Stop
Yeah,
telling him your damn resume.
go on a dating show, Justine. Like that's what I'm
That's what she's
sorry.
from, as we know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel like I agree. I don't remember all the specifics. Sorry, guys, I'll do my homework with better. But I feel like again, also she got lucky. It was like you're not good. She just sort of had this stupid alliance at some point that kept her safe, and she did one well with Tyson or something. Like she sort of did fine, but I think she's unfortunately going to be the demise of Bananas because I don't think she's very good.
We'll see if Bananas can. I mean, look,
We'll see.
there's enough teams still in it that are going to go in before the Bananas, the Wesses, the George, unless someone wants to make a move on them.
Well, this is what I don't understand. This is my big sorry that I'm like, why are Danny and Sarah, it seems like, get Jordan and get Jordan and get Jordan. It's like Jordan is for your partner. Tori,
well,
like
that's
against him. He's a number for you and your team.
And that's what I'm confused about with Danny's decision, because this is the way I'll look at it. Yeah, Jordan's a badass, and maybe he thinks there's no way he can beat him in a final. But
again, now there's 13 teams.
There's 13 teams, and you've got Wesses, you've got Bananas, you've got Darrells, you've got Yeses that you can take out before you have to make that decision and not piss off your partner, Tori. That's my biggest issue with it. And yeah, but here's the thing about Tori too. I think Tori is friends with every goddamn one of these legends. So no matter who Danny goes after, however, Danny, Jordan's her number one, bro. Chill off of Jordan for just a couple more episodes. Build your repertoire with Tori. Prove to her that you're this amazing competitor, and then break the hard news. Like, Tori, look, we're 6 episodes in. You know damn well how good Jordan is, but he's a number that's going to hurt us if we really want to win this million again. So you want to be a back-to-back championship?
The other teams,
champion,
but their USA is strong. All 4 of those teams are pretty strong. So it's like, and no one's really targeting them. So it seems weird to be like, we're going to get Jordan. It's like, whoa.
Well, but Jordan's on the UK team.
Right. But
and then Wes is on the UK team. So if you want to play it that way, but I'm not sure that these BS countries, I get they're all sticking up for each other now. But I think when push comes to shove, like, you're gonna, a legend who likes another legend better is gonna hope for that legend versus the country that person's from.
No, I understand
representing really
the theory behind, well, sort of, between wanting to get Tori's number one out, so you're focused on her, but it's like she still is on her team and she still does want to win. She's not an idiot. Sarah, and it's funny because Danny usually seems, I feel like Sarah's getting in his ear. Sarah's a little crazy again. And she's like, get them if they think we're going to roll over. It's like, no one's attacking you, Sarah.
Yeah, so that was like her only line in this episode.
What is your damage? Who
they could have, now, against? In her defense, it was a voiceover and they could have taken it from any part of this season, maybe when she felt like she had been attacked. And they just decided to use it there because she wasn't in a confessional. It was literal a voiceover.
Who is her partner?
Theo.
Oh, right. Theo. Okay. I just, again, like, Sarah.
Rosie, it's Theo, Rosie. Rosie, it's Theo. You want to go down, baby?
Oh, she's just a sweepy puppy. Yeah, Sarah just lives defensively. Like, no one's after. Let's do a role play where you say, like, hey, what's up? And I'll be Sarah.
All right. Hey, Sarah, how's it going today?
What do you mean, how's it going? Are you saying that I'm going wrong or doing something bad? What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
I'm not going to take this. It's like, whoa, I was just saying, how's it going?
Yeah.
Damn, girl.
My bad. You saw in episode 1, she mentioned she was a police officer, right?
I'm a cop. I was a cop. Her and who's that?
I am a cop is the real thing.
Big Brother, that awful girl from Big Brother.
Which
that was
one?
Like, I was a cop. That like
oh
God, what was her something? Name? It's like Nicole. Was it
Nicole? I think
and like everyone was like,
Daniel.
Okay.
She worked with Daniel. Like, her and Daniel.
I was a cop. Like, all right, cool. Go hang out with Sarah. But I think she's getting in Danny's ear because he seems defensive now too, and like, yeah, we're not going to.
They were also on the Challenge US together, so they have that type of bond, and they want to maybe keep working with each other, etc.
But she always seemed crazy, and he didn't at all. So
no, he was super focused on talking about Kiki every episode. So.
Exactly. So I don't know why he's now like, yeah, we've got to get Jordan out. It's like you're just going to make a strong enemy when you don't have to at all right now. Like, you guys are sitting pretty. You don't need to rock the boat. Just vote for Kellyanne and Jody every week until like you need to make moves. Like,
and like you said, they're probably going to do that again this week. So great. Come on, Jody, win or Kellyanne.
I hope
win a daily challenge. I don't care who wins. Just
I love Janae, but I'd love to see a little taste of the own medicine. You know, Janae on her All-Star season never went even into an elimination. So, you know, it bites you in the ass if you shoot your shot and you miss. I'd love to see Kellyanne win and send Janae in.
Oh, 100%. And you know that she's going, well.
And right now she has no power.
The issue,
so
though.
Vote for Janae is like.
That's the problem. She's got to get people to vote for Janae after that. So really, like, her coming after somebody, don't mean.
And not a ton of people have enough loyalty to Janae to not. If Kellyanne had power and she was like, that's who I want to go in, I think Team USA, I think Team Jordan, whoever, I think plenty of people would be like, fine, Janae. Like, I don't know if she has that many old school allies. She had Kellyanne. You know what I mean? Like, she's not.
She doesn't have her ride or die blonde guy from last year.
MJ.
Yeah.
It wasn't
all right.
the greatest move on Johnny's
No, I
part,
mean,
and
Jen and I talked
for
about it.
no big reason. Yeah, sorry.
No, we verbatim last week. We were saying the exact same thing about her. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I
All right,
don't.
let's get into the fact that in the elimination tonight, in the past 20 years, TJ has never missed an elimination, and this is the first one he's missed in like 20 freaking years, which I think is now this isn't the technical MTV version. It is a spin-off, so he's still 100% for the MTV version. But yes, he was not there, and it was weird. And I was wondering why they brought her in for the Daily Challenge. The other host, I wrote her name down because I'm
Australia.
Australia, Rahani Dawson. So then they was like, okay, well, that's why they brought her in for that, so they could warm us up to her being there. But it's pretty cool that he was inducted into the BMX Hall of Fame, and that he mentioned the Challenger casting crew. I thought that was great.
He's so cute. TJ is cute. That's my note after Bananas upset that everyone likes Jordan and Wes better.
Yeah.
He's
wandering in the room, and I feel
Carter,
like if I don't watch
do you
want to
you want to have a cute off with Rosie?
Oh, he's passed out over there.
Yep.
I don't want her peeing or pooping in the house. We're trying to train. So if I keep her here.
She's baby tired and he's old man tired. They're at the
different
ends
of
it.
Are you different types of tired?
She's got baby.
Are you different? Thank you.
Baby tired.
Thank you so much. All right. So let's get into this oiled up elimination. They decide, and this was so obvious, that Wes was obviously not going to pick Kellyanne. She's not only a person that he does like, but also she's a fellow UK team. So he is kind of like, I got to keep the UK people around. I can't like lose another UK team just in case it actually comes down to some. What if at the end they all split into countries and you have to work with what countries you're left in for the final? Like, what if that's the twist? Because always, TJ always does a twist. What if the twist is, okay, you're going to split the $500,000 with your countries, but you have to work with your countries in the final. And there's like benefits to having a lot of people and not benefits.
I mean, theoretically, that's the way this game.
They could do it. Now, Argentina is screwed because they just have the two of them.
Right, it's world champion. So no, I don't even think that's like a whoa, imagine if. I feel like isn't that
okay? Well, hey, you've heard it here first, everybody. It's my idea.
Or also that the show is called The Challenge World Champion. So like I think that's pretty inherent in the name that it
is, but I think they want a world champion of maybe just two people. But whatever. I mean, yeah.
I don't know, but I think you're on to something. I don't know, but I do think it's gonna wind up being like.
Well, tell us in the comments below, do you think there'll be a twist this season? And do you think that the one I just came up with is something of relevance that might actually happen? What did you think of this elimination, by the way? I thought, again,
I liked it.
Again, it's like, it's almost it's carnival game-esque, but it's something we've never seen before. And it's such a strategic game, which I love a game of strategy.
Yes.
Because it's a carnival game, and all those carnival games, there's strategy behind beating that game. It's not as simple as just throwing a ball in a basket like a basketball game. No, there's more to it. You have to aim at this, you do this. So the idea of if you mess up and spill that oil, you're giving yourself a harder time. I loved every second of it. I don't think it was close at all. They never showed Naya and Rodrigo's freaking ball going up the tube. We had no idea how close it was. I think that the other team destroyed them, that being Jody and
it was close. It was not that close. And I think that they because you kept seeing them saying it's neck and neck, I think to encourage them to keep trying. I don't think it was ever that close because Jody and Ben-Ha had a strategy, which was that she was filling them up and he would take them. And as soon as they were all filled up, if he was up, she would take one, which was a good strategy.
Yeah.
And also it seemed like Naya and that guy were filling them too high because they were both drenched in oil, which is going to make it really hard to climb vertically. So it's like, and it's funny, my thought, I love Naya, like she's got a winning attitude, but I don't know if she's a winner.
You nailed it. Pamela, I'm so glad you brought it up first, because that's my next thing I want to talk about. I just looked at all the legends that are on this list. She's not a legend. She shouldn't be on this show. And that's why she's gone so damn soon. Like she was never going to win. If I would have bet, if there was a way, I would have put down, just to be safe about it, I don't know, $1,000 that there's no way she's going to win. I'll lose $1,000 if she does freaking win, because what a story that would be. But I mean, I would play with money with betting that she's not going to win this whole goddamn thing. So I said from the beginning of this elimination, first of all, I'm rooting for Jody just because I like Jody. I actually, Jen and I'm going to ask you this before the end of the episode, just because it's our first time talking about it. I think it's an interesting thing. What if you were a MVP on this show? What guy legend would you have chosen? And I'll let you think about that. But while you think about that, Pam, my choices for females, because I'm a guy and I can only pick a girl, obviously, I actually picked Tori and Jody as my top 2 girls that I pick. Now, everyone said, what about Casey? Well, you know why I don't want to work with Casey. I just don't want to deal with it. And everyone else is like, they're all okay. But especially, I think Tori, and I also picked Jody. Now, Jody is on the older side. That was shown today in the Gates of Hell. She just couldn't run as fast as the final. She made it to the final.
Jody's a scared. So for me, that's always a big, she's a nervous Nelly. I
said that too. She cracks under pressure sometimes. I get that concept.
I don't think she's got a lot of brains.
What's wrong, baby?
So I don't think she's good at puzzles and stuff. And I think she gets really nervous if it's not just a physical exertion. Whereas Tori, I would definitely pick. So if I was picking a girl, it would be Tori, hands down.
I want to know your guy. That was the question I asked Jenna.
Jordan.
I think Jenna picked Bennett. I think
then Jordan can get Anissa to perform. Jordan, and Wes again is great with partners. Ninja was not particularly seasoned or great, and Wes is a good partner.
You mean the girl we're not allowed to talk about?
Natalie. No, I mean Ninja. It wasn't Ninja's partner too. D was his first partner. That wasn't Ninja on his. Didn't he have a second time with?
I don't remember.
Oh, or at least he coached maybe because they were friends. I
think it was I know D was his first partner.
I know D was his first partner. He taught her to swim in the pool. As much as you would think Wes would be a jerk, but I feel like
Wes is too smart to do that because he knows damn well this person's going to help me win this $500,000, $1 million. And he's so good at encouraging his partner.
That's why he's not a Fessy. That's why a Fessy needs to learn to become a champion like Wes.
Wes is a really good partner to his partner.
Wes is a really good partner. That's why I got excited. I got the chills about that. So mine would be Jordan. You need a good partner, not just a good performer.
Yeah.
So Bananas out the window. He would be like, hurry up, lazy bitch. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I think Jenna picked Bananas.
Because Jenna's good. So they would do well together.
We'll talk to when we hopefully, I think next week we're all going to be able to do this together. We'll all be here Wednesday night. Yes. I think we're all available for next Wednesday. So we're going to have to ask Jenna. I think she picked Bananas though. Yeah.
I miss you, Jenna. For Jenna though, I think Bananas would be a great partner because Jenna is good at things. She's good at taking direction. She's not super combative. She's not going to be like,
oh, for sure. Yeah.
This way. I think they would win. I mean, I think that would be a great team. For me, I would need a Jordan or a Wes who we would use our wiles and their experience because I'm not going to win in a racing thing. So I need to use other things to compensate.
Yeah, I'd be happy with a Jordan or a Wes.
Tori, I think would care. Be good. Jody, I wouldn't want for you because she cry.
You think so?
Yeah. If you're going to be a vet, you need someone that's you got this. A Tori. I think Tori's a good partner too. Yeah. So I feel we've got our teams.
All right. So yeah, I definitely wanted to mention that about Nia. I don't think that I don't think she's ever been very good on the show. I'm not even sure she's ever even won. I think maybe she's made it to a final. I'm not even sure she's made it to a final. I can look it up.
I think she only has in a team situation. I love Nia. Having said that, I don't think she's that great of a competitor.
Yeah.
I like her. I love her growth.
Oh my God. I mean, the growth between her and Jordan, especially.
But even just her, she was how to be a sports guy's girlfriend. She was basically writing about how to be a trophy girlfriend remember, she was disgusting.
So in the original challenge, she was just on Free Agents and Battle of the Exes 2. She didn't do anything, but she made it to a final in All Stars 3.
But then didn't she quit or something?
Which confuses me though, because I thought in order to qualify for All Stars 3, you had to have already been to a final in the original seasons of the challenge.
Someone said that, and I was like, what, really? Because there were definitely people there that weren't.
Well, she definitely, it doesn't show here that she made it anywhere. Hi,
I
baby.
love puppy is like a real baby. They just want to chew on things.
Yeah, well, so Stacey and I are talking like once she goes through her teething and her pooping and peeing in the house phase, like I know people like dogs are a lot of work, but she's gonna be so easy.
No, a little. And is she going to stay little, or is she going to get?
She's gonna be. She has to go to the bathroom. I can tell. She 25 pounds.
So that's like double a Carter. So little.
Yeah, she's gonna be. She's already like 7 or 8 pounds right now.
Oh,
she's getting bigger. But yeah,
we're
gonna go outside and go to the bathroom now.
No, they're easy. Does she go on wee wee pads? This is the content people tune in for.
We bought them, but she'll ignore them, or she likes to bite them. She drags them around the house.
Carter, like, thank God, I got Carter when he was a little over puppy. Like, he never chewed on things really. Like, he played with toys, but wee wee pads instantly. So like,
we got a huge box of them that Stacey bought, but
he never had accidents, never did anything. And like, I lived in a studio apartment, and if I didn't wake up, he peed on the wee wee pad, threw it away. It was the best. And the morning I got him, I squirted him in the face with water, gentle mist, to let him know we don't wake up mommy. That's his. Now he's got a daddy that he can wake up to walk him when he wakes up first thing in the morning. But if I lay in bed until 1 p.m, Carter will lay silently in bed with me.
Wow, he's learned. Well, it's funny because mommy, aka Stacey, she doesn't wake up in the middle of the night to take her to the bathroom. Daddy does that, but also Stacey works during the day. So I'm like, no, you sleep. I'll take care of it. So like, I wake up. I haven't slept through the night in the last. It's been over 2 weeks now since we've had her. So during the day, like if I don't,
that's where a wee wee pad would be a good.
I know, but if I sit down during the day, like even like this, I start to like not. I have to I have to keep moving all day, or I will fall asleep in the middle of the day. Unfortunately,
man, yeah, that's where wee wee pads are a good option for like the.
She's
middle
almost
of the night.
there
like
though.
Now we have an outside, so he can go outside, and the cat's really nice not to have litter and wee wees and stuff in our house. We have an outside porch that they can go on, which is great. Yeah. But for those sort of when you're not going to get up, wee wee pads are really good for that as a puppy, because a dog can hold it all night. They don't need to.
Well, we were crate training her, so yeah, she's in the crate all night. But she at 5 like at 5 a.m. or 5, she'll start making really loud, whelping, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. So I take her out. And Stacey's like, you're such a softie. I'm like, I don't care. I'm taking.
You guys have a house. Can you fence it? Like, can you get a doggy door or something?
I guess we totally could, but
yeah, even a little run. I see. For me, I was like,
gonna get 25 pounds though, and for her to fit through, I feel like a human could try to get in our house. In theory, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the medium dog size is still a little. Then humans aren't 25 pounds.
Well, if you have a puppy like Pamela and I do, tell us the breed of your puppy and their name. Yay! In the comment section.
Pictures of puppies. #puppies.
This is
so
Rosie.
I guess I'm wrapping it up. Thanks for listening. Sorry for the puppy tangent.
Who doesn't want to talk about puppies, Pamela?
Oh my God, especially Rosie. I can't wait to like hug her we have to figure it out.
We're going to Palm Springs this summer. We'll have to hang out.
Okay, tell me when.
Are you going to still be there or no?
Yes, because Luke, we'll talk about all this. Now it's
off camera.
Yes, off camera, but
all right.
Yes, for sure. So tell me when.
Thank you all for joining us for World on Fire, episode 4 of the Challenge World Championship. We'll see you next week. I think we're all finally going to be back. Yes, Pamela.
Yes, and let us know. So #puppies. And also let us know who you would want as your challenge partner and why in the comments.
Give us a why. I don't know if we asked that week 1, but yeah, definitely tell us who you'd want. I think some people did write in their response for sure.
Okay.
But do it again. Why not? Because it could be different people watching. All right. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you guys.